Hey everyone, this is Paul the Comic Book Misfit coming at you with another episode of Misfit's Music Reviews. So today we're going to talk about the most anticipated release of 2016 for me, Metallica's Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And let me just say, right off the bat, I love this album. I have been waiting for Metallica to come out with something that has some balls to it since probably the Black Album. You know, let us just forget Saint Anger. Load, Reload, and Death Magnetic had a couple of tracks here and there, but nothing they've released since the Black Album has had this much, this much power to it. Uh, wow. It seems like they've reinvented themselves. They've gone back. They've rediscovered their roots. They've rediscovered what made Metallica, who they are. They've gone back and reopened that cellar and just let those skeletons come out. The skeletons that made such classic albums like Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. Granted, the first three classic albums had the songwriting credits from Cliff Burton, so that, of course, that goes without saying, that cemented their legacy. I think this album should go right up there with them. I will go so far as to say Cliff would be proud to hear this. That's just my opinion. So first off, this is a double CD. This album has two separate CDs and almost two separate identities. You hear a lot of the first on the first album. You hear a lot more of the hard, face melting, in your just punch you in the gut thrash. Something you can expect to see some great circle pits to. Second album's more mid tempo, some mainstream rock sounding. It's like if they got Bob Rock to come back and produce the second part of the CD. And that's actually not that bad. It kind of pales in comparison to a lot of the fire that you hear on the first album, primarily with tracks Halo on Fire, Atlas Rising, Moth into the Flame. Although the second album has probably the most aggressive song they've released in probably 20 years, Spit Out the Bone. I think that should have been on the first disc instead of the second, but they know what they're doing. That's why they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I'm just a faggot making YouTube videos. But that aside, wow, I can appreciate why they took so long to release this disc. They took their time. They chose the riffs. They made sure that they used their time well in creating just great rhythms, great songs, memorable riffs. And a lot of times it sounds like you can really hear a lot of their influences coming back. You can hear the dual guitar harmonies of Merciful Fate and Halo on Fire. You can hear the just grungy, just sludgy type of slow riff that Black Sabbath is known for in Man Unkind. You can hear a lot of like the melodies from Iron Maiden in Atlas Rising. Now I keep going back to that song because that to me is probably the best song on the album. Spit Out the Bone would be the second best, and that to me that actually compares to any of the other thrash guys that have come out this year. Spit Out the Bone is probably the most reminiscent of Fight Fire with Fire from Ride the Lightning. This is the thrash song to show people that Metallica has not lost a step. Granted, this album isn't as powerful and aggressive and fast as Brotherhood of the Snake from Testament, which I would love to get into later on in another video. But Metallica fans should not be disappointed. Even I had to take a step back and remember, okay, Metallica is known for mixing up their CDs with pacing and emotion. Same thing with Ride the Lightning, which, I'm wearing a t-shirt of because I love that album. You've got Fight Fire with Fire. You've got this title track, Ride the Lightning. And then you have For Whom the Bell Tolls. Fast, mid-tempo. It works. You can't have just straight balls to the wall thrash metal on every single track, because then each song sounds the same. And I can respect Metallica for following that pattern, following that routine on this album, because it does. It cleanses your palate of amazing hard rocking riffs, fast chugging, palm muted, just thrashy speed, and then balls to the wall rock. Something you can just bang your head to, drink a beer, raise the horns, and cheer. And if you're in that mood, mosh when you go see them in concert, because these songs deserve to be heard live. You have to go see these guys when they come. You owe it to yourself as a metal fan and as a music fan. They're a household name. Even my mom knows who Metallica is, even though she hates the music. So, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Wow. I can honestly say I am humbled to have been a part of a lot of their albums in their career. I followed their career ever since my brother played me Master of Puppets. Metallica is a personal, they're deeply personal. I really relate to a lot of the lyrics in their music. From hard times, in hard times you can really delve into music. You can find solace and comfort in knowing that James Hetfield's lyrics reflect on what may be going on in your head. I found that again on this album. Again, Atlas Rising. The song title, of course, refers to the myth of Atlas holding the world up, and it feels like it's talking about modern day struggles, people holding responsibilities on and trying to carry the weight of their world on their shoulders. That happens a lot. That happens in life. I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I take on way too much. I work in the healthcare field, where I take care of intellectually disabled individuals who have trouble taking care of themselves. That can be kind of daunting. If when you're trying to live your life and care for your family and add a lot more on your plate in caring for individuals, it's tough. It can be so stressful. It is amazingly rewarding. But a lot of times I feel like I can't convey those emotions. But then I hear this track, and then I read these lyrics, and I can honestly say James Hetfield took everything that was in here and in here and put it on this album. And it pretty much made me wake up and say, suck it up, Buttercup. You're doing this to yourself. You're stressing yourself out. You should be honored and proud to be able to do this, to care for people. And to me, this is probably going to be the anthem I'm going to go to for a long time. This album, this I can't even speak. This track has been on repeat since Friday morning when it released on Spotify. I can honestly say I've heard it maybe like 60 times, and just on repeat. I cannot wait to go see this song live. I cannot wait to scream and sing and throw those horns in the air. And I will tell people this is the song you need to hear off of Metallica's new CD. Buy this CD. Go out. Do yourself a favor. You're going to find that this album has a lot of hidden gems, a lot of great lyrics besides that. Moth into the Flame talks about stardom. What does it take to reach for that brass ring? And is the limelight really something that you want? Some great just dystopian sci-fi references to Spit Out the Bone. Hardwired to Self-Destruct obviously talks about our political situation right now. I mean, we're so effed. I don't want to get flagged on YouTube. We're S out of luck. We're hardwired to self-destruct. If that doesn't describe our political situation right now and the mindset of this nation, then then I'm an idiot. Although I'm sure a lot of people probably say that anyway. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, Metallica. Go out, Buy this album. I give this at least a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, this album is just outstanding. Do yourself a favor, get it on iTunes, subscribe to Spotify, go buy the CD, and as an added bonus, if you buy the physical copies, you actually get a bonus disc of unreleased tracks and bonus tracks from other recordings. Lord of Summer was one that was released on a Record Store Day. Only available on the actual vinyl from that day, and now it's available on the bonus disc. They've got a great cover of Remember Tomorrow from Iron Maiden, a cool medley of Ronnie James Dio songs that they recorded for a tribute CD, very reminiscent of the ones they did on Garage Inc. of Merciful Fate. Check it out. Support music, and thank you, Metallica. Thank you for making music that touches me emotionally, that gets me pumped up, that's going to get other fans pumped up. This is what real music does. So until then, I'm Paul the Comic Book Misfit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Godspeed, my friends.